If you're in the market for a new headset for your PS5 or your Xbox Series X, then you might want to consider taking a look at the Astro A50s. We're reviewing them today on the show. That episode starts right now. Great day on the internet, everybody. Welcome to Assemble. I'm Matt. How are you guys doing? Happy weekend. With the base station, the headset, microphone, 3D audio, there's a lot that goes on with the Astro A50s. Let's give you our first thoughts and impressions right now. Overall, I want to talk about build quality. So guys, with the build quality for the Astro A50s, I think that they're actually quite good. You have the flexibility around the actual band itself for the head. The ear cups themselves, the ones that come with the A50s in the box, are going to be like a cloth material, as well as the band that's going around the top of your head is also going to be that cloth material as well. It comes standard. The microphone that's included that's attached to the headset itself is actually great because it's actually really long. You have no issues when it's adjusting. It really can be moved and adjusted and tweaked the way you want, so you can actually get it really close to your mouth for when you're going to do some online chat. This is not an inexpensive headset by any means, guys. This is going to run you, here in Canada, it's $399 for the whole thing included. So it's a large investment. Now, if you're already going down the path of getting that new console set up, you may or may not be interested in getting a new headset, but I gotta tell you right now, the experience is really next level. From everything from gaming to actually watching your Marvel's Avengers movies all in 4K and glorious 4K with that full 3D surround sound, I gotta say that you really can't go wrong. Like I said, the build quality for the A50s is great. The one thing that I did end up swapping out, and as you can see that we don't actually have the cloth ear cups that are actually on there on the unit. What I did was I actually swapped them out for the newer mod kit that came available separately for the A50s. So the mod kit actually runs you around $70 Canadian, and I waited a little while to be able to pick this up because I thought it was actually really good to be able to have one, just that extra build quality, that little bit of extra refinedness by having kind of that full leathery material for the cups as well as for the headband piece as well. One thing I did notice was that it was going to be with the sound quality. If I was putting on the actual leather cups and using that, I noticed that it was getting a lot more noise cancellation, which is a really big benefit for this headset. Now, if you are going with the mod kit as well as just the full headset, base station, all of that, that's kind of going all out here, guys, and you are end up running in north of $400, almost $500 once you're totally done doing that package. Mod kit is totally optional. The base cups that come with it, the little fabric material for it, they are totally good, but I do notice that if you are going to be gaming for a very long time and have long gaming sessions, you're going to notice that it's going to get a little bit kind of uncomfortable. Most headsets do, though, after a long time of wear. But with the cloth material, what you're noticing is that you're getting a little bit more sweat and you feel like you want to be able to adjust them a little bit more here and there. But I totally don't think that is actually a huge negative. I found that I was able to go for hours and hours of play without feeling like I really need to move them. Same with any movies. If I was putting on a 2, even 3 hour movie, I really wasn't even changing off the headset or pulling them off. I was pretty comfortable overall. All right, let's talk features, shall we? Dolby Atmos, 3D audio, USB ports, ability to switch in for whether you're going to get it for the PS4 version of the base station. You can flick the switch to be able to go to PC. Same with the Xbox version of this too. They do sell 2 separate headsets when you're going to go for the A50s, and they brand them, as you can see, and the one I got is for the Xbox One, and it has the options to flip the switch if you want to do output for PC. You can get one that's going to be for the PS4 model, but I'll talk to you in a little bit about what your options are if you guys are going to be getting the new consoles and how are you going to do this without having to buy a whole new headset. So stay tuned for that. We're getting about 15 hours of battery life on this headset, and that really depends on your gameplay sessions, right? So you could be burning this thing through a little bit faster. For me, what I notice is that I have definitely gone for probably 15 hours before it actually lights up and I'm getting notifications that I'm running low on battery. Now, at the end of any time I'm playing, I always just put it back on the cradle. I put it back to sleep. It picks it up right away with the little magnetic pieces that are actually attached to it. And what I really like about the A50s is that how easily they cradle. I don't fumble with the stand or anything like that. They sit very nicely and they click like pretty much instantly. Like I really don't have to even adjust it to make sure I get it into the right spot. Now, because these are Astros, you're getting a ton of options when it comes to the ability to switch up the audio, because obviously we need to be able to maximize that. And depending on what you're watching or what you're playing, engaging with, you actually have a ton of options when it comes to a mix amp. So one key thing is that if you're on the Xbox side and you want to be able to go into the Dolby Atmos settings, what's really nice benefit is that one, they give you Dolby Atmos for free for 2 years, included with the Astro A50s. So you're getting an added perk there, guys, because if you really want to refine the audio and the balance and the levels and everything, you can go into the Dolby Atmos app on your Xbox and you can adjust everything with your Astro A50s all synced up. And then that way you can actually go and change anything and everything that you want to suit your balance and even down to the game that you're playing. So if you want to be able to have something that's going to be a shooter and you want to be able to up some of the gain, or you want to be able to get those footsteps and be able to hear certain things, you can adjust and tweak everything. They have presets in the Dolby Atmos app, which is great because if you want to be able to upload, for example, other people's mixes that they have, or you want to get the stock ones that they have for anything for like movie watching, or maybe you're watching specific sports or any type of specific content. This is what I really like about Astro, is that you really get nitty gritty into maximizing what that headset can do. Now, right out of the box, you are getting 3 different modes and sound modes that you can choose from, and those are the ones that you can actually swap in and out on your headset. So what's really cool is having the 3 distinct versions of the different play sets that you can actually use. So you're getting, like, with the 3 audio settings, one is going to be for just kind of like your everyday kind of general play of any universal game. The second setting is really going to be focused in on first-person shooters. So for anybody that's going to be a big Battlefield, Call of Duty fan, that's where it gets really, really cool, is that as soon as you're flipping it to the second setting, you're really going to notice that you're picking up a little bit more bass, more footsteps, and it just changes the balance overall. They're all really good, and the third one is really dealing with cinema. So if you are going to be watching a movie, you can actually change it to the third setting, and then you're going to be able to watch in your movies and getting that full Dolby Atmos sound. The bass levels I find really balanced. I don't find it overwhelming if I am watching a movie that's got really, really heavy bass. Some they kind of almost rumble and they drown you out. This always feels really, really balanced, which is really good. Now, when we're talking about next gen and what are you going to do? Now, most of us, including myself, you can't really afford to be able to go out and grab multiple headsets and definitely multiple Astro A50s. So when I was looking into this, guys, there's a couple of options and things to know when you want to be able to go next gen. So I've been using the Astro A50s on my One X, and I'll be using them on my Series X. But after I did some digging and some research, you're not out of luck when it comes to PlayStation, and this is some really awesome news. The thing that you got to be able to remember, guys, is that if you get one of the base stations included, all you got to do is go through the Astro website and you guys can order a second base station. What you can do is order the base station specifically for PlayStation, and this would be for the PS4 version, and I'll talk about what you need to do to hook up to PS5 in a second. But if you want to be able to go on your PS4 and your current Xbox, basically, guys, have 2 of the base stations and you are good to go. So a base station is running you around 70 bucks Canadian. It's not a terrible price, it's fairly reasonable, but if you don't want to have to be able to bother with switching your inputs in and out to get one to hook up with another, it's a really, really clean way to do this, and it's a fun little trick. As soon as you plug in the dedicated base stations, wherever you lock in and put down the headset onto that, it will sync up and you'll either get a PlayStation logo or you're gonna get the Xbox logo. And all you gotta do is flip it on and flick it off. If you guys are switching between your 2 consoles, your Astro A50s are totally gonna work on both systems, which is really, really awesome. Now, when we are going over from our One X to the Series X, there really is 0 issue. Microsoft does a good job with this, so does Astro, with actually just making really simple plug and play. We'd be able to just plug in through the back of the Series X. It will recognize your Astros, boom, you'll be ready to go. It's magical. Now with PlayStation, they're making things a little bit more expensive and costing us a little bit more to get those A50s to work. So if you are just looking to get the A50s on their own, single base station, and do it on your PS5, no problem. The only problem, however, is that you do need to go and buy a separate HDMI adapter that goes specifically for the Astro headsets. So this will actually convert the signal from optical, because on the PS5 there is no optical port, unfortunately, and it's all HDMI. So we do need to go from optical to the actual adapter for the HDMI, and then it will go to your PS5. So this is where it gets very expensive, guys. If you are really dedicated to being able to have a really great, awesome experience when you are gaming or when you're watching movies on your new console, I think you should probably consider looking at the Astro A50s. It is a sizable investment, but if you are looking for premium, you're already getting a premium console, and maybe for something for Christmas, I definitely think that it's worth looking at. If you go crazy with it, it's a great experience to be able to have that, the mod kits for the leather ear cups, as well as being able to get even an additional base station so that you can go between two consoles with one headset. So while you are getting a large investment, you may consider that you are saving a little bit of money because you're not having to buy a second headset overall to go with the other system. Anyways, guys, that wraps up our review today of the Astro A50s. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below, what are you using, and do you think you would pick up the Astro A50s for yourself? And which console do you think that you're going to be playing it on coming this fall? Thanks so much for watching, guys, and as always, thank you for assembling with us. See ya!